Oh, that's what's up. Okay, that's what's up. Now that's a lot better. Okay, that's what's up. All right, y'all. We are having a wonderful Sunday out here chilling, enjoying the weather. Pretty soon the leaves gonna be changing over. You know, apple cider gonna be pouring for those in my region, the area. You know, but we gotta talk about some serious shit here. And I'm really wanting to go live on some shit like that either. You know what I'm saying? But we gotta talk about some serious shit. What is black culture? You know, this weekend got me really thinking, you know what I'm saying? What is the culture of black people? You know, I know about Africa and all that. I know, you know what I'm saying? Don't get no side ass remark. Here in the United States, you know what I'm saying? Because it was just two different things that kind of threw me off for a loop. One thing, which is 100, you know what I'm saying? Which, you know, you could agree or disagree. Kanye going up to the White House. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm going to say from my position, you know what I'm saying, that Kanye West is not a black leader. He was just speaking for himself. You know what I'm saying? And which I'm going to add on and build on about a little bit more in the conversation. You know what I'm saying? But no, Kanye West is not a black leader. You know what I'm saying? So we can't put him up there on that type of tip. But he did hit some points, though. You know what I'm saying? Then I seen Michelle Obama hug George W. Bush, and she gets a super Uber pass. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no way in hell, you know what I'm saying, she should be hugging that man like that. Now I know sexual reasons, just the stuff she done to black people, he done to black people anyway. Hopefully that woke up a lot of people and showed they on the same team. It really didn't matter, you know what I'm saying? But no, we still got, you know, that's a whole nother issue unto itself. But we gotta come to it though. What's the culture? What's the standard? You know what I'm saying? What makes a coon? You know what I'm saying? I know some of y'all, well, we should use the derogatory terms of the using, you know, white supremacists using. Hell, we still speaking English, goddammit. You know what I'm saying? So don't come at me with that other whole shit either. You know what I'm saying? That alone is the stain of inferiority. You speaking the language of your captor. So we got to sit down and have a little, you know what I'm saying, a pep talk, a conversation. What is black culture? You know what I'm saying? In my paper in my state, you know what I'm saying, it's talking about the Asian vote. You know what I'm saying? And you look at those Asian groups they got, you know, the South Asian groups and the, you know what I'm saying, the Chinese group and the Shikas and stuff like that. They are not talking about multiculturalism. They're talking about doing that for their own thing, and they got their own culture behind them. Remember what Dr. Amos Wilson said, your culture is where your economics is at. You know what I'm saying? So we got to really focus on some shit. You know what I'm saying? We really got to focus on some stuff. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? Because we in some dire straits right about now. You know, that people ain't really talking about, we ain't really discussing amongst ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We can't even have this damn conversation amongst ourselves without a fight breaking out or somebody getting called to use derogatory terms. So what's the standard? What's the definition? You know what I'm saying? We got to sit around and talk about that and think about that. You know, because if it's baseline blur for one person, then it's different from this person. You know, it's kind of become a pick and choose type thing. So you know what I'm saying? I mean, if you marry a white woman, does that make you a coon? I mean, seriously, we gotta think about this shit. You know what I'm saying? If you married to a white woman or a woman that's not black, does that make you a coon? Or a man that's not black? You know what I'm saying? You a black person, but you live in a white neighborhood. I mean, what's gonna be the baseline of all this stuff we talking about before we start cutting out? You know what I'm saying? Because some cats they call coons, I'm like, all right, that's not true. You know what I'm saying? But then again, on other reasons. Flip side for other stuff. You know, I call past that word probably too, you know, and they was like, cats is like mad at me for it. But we really got to focus on and come to that conclusion and see what we're going to talk about the culture. You know, like Dr. Khalid Muhammad said, and, you know, this is the bullet of the bullet, you know what I'm saying? Saying you want to, you know, gangster rap and dress like Al Capone, you know what I'm saying? You want to do all this and, you know, be Murder Inc. and things of that nature, dressing like some criminals from Italy, some Jew gangster, some Italian gangster, looking like a straight boy, you know what I'm saying? And this was being promoted to the culture. Just think about this, that Here's another thing too about that Asian thing I wanted to add it on to, because I know I'm just rambling. But in the A, they had their own stuff. It's like they're doing it for Chinese people or Asian people. You know what I'm saying? They got their own businesses. They take from the black community, the nail shops, the Chinese restaurants. Y'all should look at that stuff. Look at that paper. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. They even made their own brand form in hip hop. It's called K-pop. You know what I'm saying? So they emulated everything of the African culture, everything they consider good of the African culture. Took it themselves, you know what I'm saying? Reproduced it, gave it back to us, and they made their economic money off of that. And this is what happened. You got people like that feeding the culture. Now they're economic prowess in the state I'm in. And this is a Midwest state. Yeah, I'm not knocking them. I want to make sure for people to fully understand. I'm not knocking them for that. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Get your money. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we the ones to be knocking ourselves, because we the dumb motherfuckers that love come in here and take the shit over and get wealthy. They form their own solitude bloating block with all these different coalition groups, and they all got together. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing that's among these other racial groups that we still haven't learned yet. We haven't learned it from Kemet. We haven't learned it from, you know what I'm saying, Moorish Spain. And we haven't learned it from Indigenous America. If you read that stuff, you know what I'm saying? How are we going to be discombobulated like that? You know what I'm saying? We fight and bicker amongst ourselves while the enemy just getting richer. You know? It's the same thing like where LeBron talking about, where if we got to use a sports analogy, we can use that. Same thing when LeBron James talking about. He was like, well, sports, you know, he met all the white kids and that sort of stuff like that. But also, where LeBron James didn't continue where he aired at, sports is a competition. We all competing for these resources on this street. You know what I'm saying? We all competing for these resources and these minerals in this country. However kind of level you want to put it on. You know what I'm saying? So it's a competition. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? And if we took the black team, I'm just using that, just word, you know, I'm not using pejorative, we're just using it out there for just simplicity. If we took the black team, then hell, we losing in a lot of categories. Number one, because we bickering and backering amongst ourselves. You know? And that's how you become the Detroit Lions of the races. You don't win championships. You know what I'm saying? The leadership, to me, should have been gone. You know what I'm saying? You got to count the leaders. We can't be counted by more. We got to count by victories. But that's another story, though. But that's also part of the story, too, because the standard ain't righteous. You know what I'm saying? We the only people that put our sellouts our snitches on a pedestal. Read through history. We the only people that put our snitches to a pedestal. Even on local bullshit level. You know what I'm saying? That's a downfall. You know, gotta let other people come in and handle your business. It's like, you know, just basically just giving up your sovereignty. The sovereignty of free will to think and to do for yourself. But we gotta have that, you know what I'm saying? Up here chilling, enjoying a wonderful day. But there's a lot of things we gotta really think about that, you know, and come to the conclusion. You know, that's why I say forum study groups. So that way you can have, you know, y'all reading on some African study groups and stuff like that, you know, or Aboriginal, whatever you are, read them, form a study group. So y'all get a baseline like, okay, this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? This is what the culture is. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not what it is. This is not what it's supposed to be about. We can win this shit, tell you the truth, right about now, and I'm going to say this on live. I don't give a fuck who cares who's hearing this. We can win this shit overnight. We thought like that. You know what I'm saying? It's a competition. It's the black team. Whoop-de-whoop. We gotta do to help get our economic resources, our political, our cultural. You know what I'm saying? Social development. You want to say that? Cultural, social development. Same problem. All this stuff comes in like a 6 guitar string. You know what I'm saying? You got to do that. It's like a 6 guitar string. Without one of them strings, the shit still don't work. The tune don't sound right. That's how nation building is. It got to be a collective unity. You know what I'm saying? And cultural unity is the glue that binds us. You know, the Honorable Thomas Sankara, president of Burkina Faso, when he took over Bruno, what's up, man? Good seeing you, bro. Yeah. Every Friday, you know what I'm saying? You got to live your culture. You know what I'm saying? That's how it be. The Jews do that every Friday. They go to the synagogue and do that every Friday. Do you think when you go to the Chinese restaurant, you think you eating the same shit they eating? What about the Shikas? You know what I'm saying? The ones with turbans, you know what I'm saying, from India. They're not Muslims though, you know what I'm saying? They doing the same shit too. They're not gonna change their cultural dress. Matter of fact, I seen a picture not too long ago. It was Sheikah still wearing that hair drop stuff in the US military. I was like, wow. In the US military. I was like, wow. Full uniform. I like, wow, really? I am really? I am well, it is what it is. But when you fight now again through the TV about this how black male supposed to affect the statement. Watch TV, see what happens, see how they treat black men, how they show them. And black women, a new standard. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about ABC, Fox, the local shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Even in some of a lot of the cable shit too, but I'm just talking about the local stations. You be like, God damn, this some shit, you know, you gotta watch that shit, man. Cause a lot of people think that's how it's supposed to be, and it's not supposed to be like that. You know? So, hey, I just, you know, like I said before, but we gotta come down to a conclusion, you know, what a black woman supposed to be about. You know what I'm saying? What's the standard black woman supposed to be about? What's the standard black male? You know what I'm saying? How you supposed to raise these kids? You know what I'm saying? What's the standard a goal we trying to achieve? We used to think like this too. You know what I'm saying? When we got our first out of chattel slavery in this land, you know what I'm saying? About the time the century began, the 1900s, you know what I'm saying? We went from a non-illiterate people to damn near over 50% literate people. You know what I'm saying? Reading and shit like that. We couldn't read when we got out of slavery, then we could read at a 50% level. You know what I'm saying? 50% of us more. You know, it was more than any other immigrant group that came on through here. So it ain't like, you know, we were trying to set the standard or trying to buck what kind of standard or something like that. And that's a factual statement. You know what I'm saying? From the 1900s, from that part from slavery, we lacked every European group being proficient in English and all type of shit like that. But they're not going to give us a stigma on that. But even though we did all that, and this is real fact, the thing is, because our black skin and our culture, and our beautiful African features, they're not going to let you know. They'd always keep you ostracized from the American public, you know, then and still now. Because ain't nothing much really changed. If you go on one of my pages, you know what I'm saying, and I put out Southern Lynching Law, you know what I'm saying, the horrors of Southern Lynching by the Honorable Queen Ida B. Wells. You read that, it's just a little pamphlet, only about like 20, 25 pages. You read that stuff, the same stuff going on what Ida B. talked about 100 years ago, you know what I'm saying, probably about now about 130. It's the same shit going on now, you know what I'm saying. Part of the culture, because we've been trying to emulate, to me, this is my opinion, because you're trying to talk to emulate this oppressive culture and stuff like that, the ball ain't really been running. You know what I'm saying? If you look back, even when we were segregating under the rest in this land, I posted this on my Facebook page, you know what I'm saying? Look at all the ventures we done had. Ida B. Wells, you can confirm that. Another, you know, back to shout out to the Queen again, Honorable Queen ancestors. She pointed that out. All these adventures we done invented under the rest over here. Now it ain't really like that because, you know what I'm saying, through integration and being dispersed among this stuff, you know, we get the illusion of like we doing something, you know what I'm saying, but it ain't like how it was, like the grit and the muscle and the mind power back then, you know what I'm saying, it ain't like that. I mean, y'all might say Neil deGrasse Tyson's a good person, which he is, I don't know him, you know what I'm saying, whoop-de-whoop, but he still ain't nowhere near George Washington Carver. You know what I'm saying, y'all understand what I'm trying to say? Neil deGrasse Tyson, the guy that do the, you know, work for NASA and shit like that. You know, okay, he spent some real good shit, but he's nowhere near the level of George Washington Carver. And that's the difference in talking about that grit about that generation back there, that hunger, that grit, you know what I'm saying, that cultural identity that we had, you know what I'm saying, each other and stuff like that. We knew what it was. It wasn't no bullshit that went in your face like that, you know what I'm saying? We really lost that through the integration process, and we lost our culture. Now, if you really, really want a good analogy, because I might be talking over some people's head, or I might be talking in parables or whatever the fuck, look at the ABA and the NBA, the merger, the integration merger. You understand? The NBA and the ABA. The ABA was like the black league sort of sense, you know what I'm saying? Was alley hooping. They had alley hoops there. They had a 3-point shot there. You know, the first dunk contest happened there with Julius Erving and stuff like that. You know, it was doing a lot of stuff that, you know, the NBA wasn't doing at the time. So when this merger popped off, you know what I'm saying, what happened? The ABA integrated into the NBA. But it didn't take all of the ABA. It just took certain teams. And it changed certain rules, some of the NBA rules to accommodate the ABA rules, like the alley hoop, the 3-point shot, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So it can accommodate that. And then the ABA just disappeared. That's integration. That's a perfect example. And if you really paid attention, it's all a business thing. You know, if it's business, you can't take it personal. It's all business. It's the art of war. You know what I'm saying? A lot of shit now, you know what I'm saying? Like Dr. Amos Wilson said, he said, once you see a black president, man, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? It's a wrap in America. Once you see a black president, it is a wrap in America. Multiculturalism is done. It's, you know, every group for themselves. Who can do this? Who can do that? Because it's a wrap after that. Ain't that else? You know what I'm saying? You done seen it. Grandma done seen it. Everybody done seen it. Now it's just time for us to, you know, unify what you should have been doing under that black president. Unifying. Consolidating. And just preparing to, you know, boost our stuff on up. Like I said earlier in the conversation with LeBron James and sports. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you're going to meet different people in sports, but sports is also a competition. And in this competition, in this capitalist society called America, which is, you know, and never going to be just on a stolen land, we got to click, clack, and come together. You know what I'm saying? Click, clack, come together, and build our shit on up as a team. You know what I'm saying? Because every group of people is competing for these natural resources and the resources of the community and the government. You know, this is an old school concept. I'm not talking about nothing new. And this should be part of the culture because we're talking about an old school concept. What the culture got to do with it, called a nation building a nation within a nation. Martin Delaney, you know what I'm saying? W.E. Du Bois, a lot of cats talked about it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's basically, you know, Harriet Haywood, another guy that talked about it, you know what I'm saying? Because that's where we at right now. We are nations in the nations. We got to connect around here. We can go, you know what I'm saying, Detroit, 95, like right 75 is, you know, Cleveland, Cincinnati, you know what I'm saying? Move it out like that. Those are different, everything. Like back in the day when segregation was popping out, we had a green book. You know what I'm saying? So this is a book we know where we could be safe, where we could shop at and do things like that. We got the network for that. We just don't use it. The network has already been established. We just don't use it. That's a sad thing. You know what I'm saying? Because we can use these and rebuild this. We can rebuild these Black Wall Streets overnight. You know what I'm saying? Internet will drop that shit, and there's a lot of things we can do to boost up our thing and make it happen. But the thing is, you can't be up here talking about it. You got to be about it. You got to be doing. Yeah, you got to be doing. You can't be up here just talking about shit. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, y'all, I done talked enough. I'm about to go in here. Shit. Go relax. Y'all have a wonderful day, man. Y'all subscribe to the channel. Shout out to Black Prisoners' Right, Progressive Prison Rights Movement. I'm part of that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to that. We going to send up funds, you know, and organizations. So when brothers come on out, you know what I'm saying, we can use this network to get them jobs and go have them go to college and go to trade school and things like that. Brothers and sisters. The females get it even rougher in situations like that. A lot rougher. Shit. So, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to them. You know, they doing their thing out there. Shout out to the Black Panther anniversary. You know what I'm saying? Do things and good things with Black Panther Press. You know, shout out to Black and Gold Nation. You know, that brother's a good brother out of Houston, Texas. He does his thing. That's a wonderful Joe. Shout out to Izakari, you know what I'm saying? The Puerto Ricans and the young lords out there, you know, much love to them. You know, they my people. There's some good peoples out there. They're my peoples. Fuck, hands down off, them my peoples too. Fuck that. Shout out to them out there, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Seattle, Streets View News. Shout out to Black Eye Stand in Seattle. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of big things going on in Seattle out there in the West Coast. A lot of people have been sleeping on. You know, especially the Northwest tip. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them brothers and sisters out there. You know, Current Magazine. Hey, you know what I'm saying? So hey, you know what I'm saying? We gotta keep on pushing, keep on moving. Shout out to them brothers down south. Too many of y'all to name down south. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to y'all, you know what I'm saying? Brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying, down south. You know what I'm saying? So we just need to stop letting these little attributes and geographies, break us up and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That's my brother. That's what it is. That's my sister. That's what it is. So we can get back on righteous. We can take over America just off of that. Real talk. We can take over America just off of that. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, y'all have a good one. Peace.